Ty, you guys shot extremely well from deep. What do you credit that to? Was it good shots, good shot making, good process? What do you like about that?
Yeah, I feel like our offensive processes were good. I feel like we got good shots and just stepped into them and knocked them down. I feel like we came out, played with a lot of confidence, and led to good things for us. So, I thought we did a great job of attacking the rim, just playing our style offensively. And, when we're making shots like that, it's, we're tough to beat.
You guys lost all 3 road game ones last year. What can this one, you always said, doesn't start till a road team wins. What can this one do for you guys?
Yeah, it gives us a lot of, momentum for sure. And you can definitely feel good about it, for the night. But this is the best team in our conference. They play very hard. They don't lose a ton, so they're going to respond. And so we got to be prepared for that going into game 2. But I thought we did a great job of weathering the storm when, that Cavaliers was on its way. And thought we did a great job of weathering that. And, once that happened, I felt confident in our group. But I love the way we started the game. I loved our energy from start to finish, and it's a really good win for us.
You got 2 big stops on switches late. Where would you rank the Skim in your playoff defensive rankings? We knew they were going to go to that at the end of the game, as a lot of teams do. Just trying to be solid and help the team win. Obviously, Coach Carlisle and the staff have really been on me to take a step on that end of the floor, and I'm just trying to be solid. And they got a lot of great players, a lot of great one-on-one guys, so I'm just trying to make it tough and just be solid. That's my biggest thing, is just trying to be solid, not gamble, not foul if I don't have to, and just trying to be solid. But our coach staff did a great job of challenging me, especially down the stretch there in the game. They knew what was coming, and just tried to respond the best way I could. But it's just one game, so we're gonna have to be ready to respond in a couple days.
Drew and Aaron go 9 of 12 from 3 combined. Just how big were both of those guys? What impressed you about how they both kind of had different approaches or different situations when they were hitting shots? What impressed you about how each of those guys approached the shots that they took and they hit?
Yeah, they're just shooting it with a lot of confidence right now. I mean, Double A was a little sore with his back, and I commend him for his performance and gutting through that, especially in the second half. He was huge, made a lot of big shots there in that third quarter, and then Drew is just doing what Drew does. Come playoff time, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable all the time, especially defensively. But I really, his lock-in level is unbelievable right now, and I think he's just doing a great job of letting the game come to him, stepping into shots with confidence, and he's shooting the ball unbelievably well right now, defending at a high level, and he's really the head of the snake for us defensively, and he's doing a great job, and we're just flowing off that.
You talked about getting the paint. It seemed like you really went to your floater game a lot, especially shooting it over Mobley, shooting it over Allen in those situations. I mean, I guess a key for you coming in is look for those opportunities. And what did you like about the shots you made there, but also what that opened up for you otherwise?
Yeah, just trying to, it's always, again, a balance between aggression and finding teammates, and, watching a lot of film on these guys. They're such an elite team defensively, and just seeing different areas that I can attack, different ways that I can, get to the rim. They just do such a great job as a group of, rotating, really taking away the paint. They do a lot of different things well. So just trying to, capitalize on what I'm seeing on film. And, it's good that we can get this game out the way so I get, more film to look at. But definitely excited for the chess match that there will continue to be between us and them. And, just trying to take what the defense gives me and just be solid.
You mentioned the energy you guys had from the start of this game. Just what do you think led to that? Why were you guys able to sort of really come out and throw the first punch?
Yeah, I think, I think we're just trying to be a confident group. It's coming into this series, there's not a lot of people picking us to win by any means. We're definitely the heavy underdog in this series, but I think we're just trying to control what we can, and as a group, just keep believing in what we do. And I thought we've had a great couple days of preparation for these guys, and our energy was just right from start to jump. We knew that this crowd was going to be probably the best away crowd we've ever seen as a group in the playoffs. So I thought we did a great job responding, especially when they went on that run there. And we're just figuring out ways to win. And our bench has been amazing, with their energies. I mean, I commend the two-way guys who can't even suit up right now for how important they've been for our preparation, but also the communication on the bench. along with James Johnson and some other guys on the bench who might not be playing as much. We just have a great lock-in and buy-in from our group right now. And that's encouraging to see, and we're just trying to flow off that.
You guys threw a lot of different looks at Donovan. He obviously struggled shooting it tonight. What you like about just the way you guys guarded him as a team tonight?
Yeah, obviously Donovan's a great player. He still had 33 points. Still had a good game. But just trying to when you're playing a player that great, you're just trying to send different looks at him. See how you can mess up the rhythm and just figure it out. I think the NBA as a league, the top guys are so skilled right now, and he's definitely in that category. He makes shots at an unbelievable rate, and in so many different ways. So just try to give him different looks, and when we do get stops, get out and run.
Tyrese, I can't remember if it was Aaron or Drew, but one of them called you a pure point guard. What's that concept? What does that mean to you, pure point guard?
I don't know. I mean, that's my position. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like I facilitate at a high rate, just try to get guys involved and just try to make the right play. Try to take care of the ball as much as I can, and just help lead the team. That's what I think. Like I've said many times, being the point guard is like being the mom. Your job is to take care of everybody, and just trying to do that at a high level.
So when you got 6 guys in double figures and 2 more 7, how good of a mom were you to
That's an interesting question. That's a real interesting question. Well, we won, so I think that's the most important thing is winning the game at the end of the day and just trying to put guys in the right position to succeed. And I think we got a lot of different guys chip in. That's not all because of me. We got a lot of great players and guys who can step in different ways and do so many different things. But that's our focus is just winning the game. So if I guess if we win the game, that means I was a good mom.
You talk about a lot of different guys stepping in different ways. How big was Ben Mathurin's block there in the fourth quarter?
Huge, man, huge. He had also hit a big corner 3 there in that run in the third, which I think won't be talked about enough. But that was a huge shot to stop their momentum there. And then after a little jaw jacking, a big block from him to kind of keep the momentum our way. So Ben was huge for us tonight. And we're going to need him to continue to make big plays along with the rest of our bench. And I think that you see what he brings to the table. And obviously we missed him a lot in our playoff run last year. So I know he's prepared and taking advantage of this moment. Because for him to have to sit out during the playoffs last year, I think, ate at him a lot. So really glad that he's out there. Really glad he's on our side.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Rick, you guys shot it well all night, made 19 threes, 30 assists. What did you like about your offensive process and the shots you were able to generate today?
Well, we had an exceptionally good shot-making night. We're a bit fortunate. Some of those were late clock up against it. But the key word is aggression. And we got to be in attack mode to have a chance to beat this team. And so, in those situations, we just encourage our guys to play free and let it ride. So. And then as far as we were able to get enough stops at key times. That was really important. The rebounding is a concern, obviously, in the turnovers. So we got to do better there, and we'll look at the film.
You just mentioned some of these things, but you go down a little at the end of the third again early in the fourth. What was key in responding to those runs from the Cavs and getting back in the lead?
Well, we talked before the series began about this building, how loud it is, how raucous the crowd is, the PA system, the whole deal. And they threw a major haymaker at us the second part of the third quarter, and I just thought our guys held strong. They just dug in, held strong. We lost the lead. Miles' 3 at the end of the third quarter was a huge play because it gave us the lead going into the fourth, which is big. And in the fourth, we did a lot of good things.
Ty was moving well on defense. What do you think of his work on that end of the floor tonight?
Well, he switched on to Jerome once and was able to get a stop, and he switched on to Mitchell once and was able to get a stop at key times during the heart of crunch time, and those were major plays, and those kinds of plays get our team energized.
You mentioned Mitchell, and he obviously he went for 11 from 3. Just kind of what you like about the way you guys contested him. I feel like you threw a lot of different looks, different guys at him.
I mean, he's going to get clean looks. I mean, he has that kind of strength and explosiveness, and we're fortunate. He missed a lot of ones that he would normally make, but we got to look at the film. I mean, he's a beast. We saw what he did to Miami, and this is a long series, so it's just one game, and we've got to look at all this, see where we need to do better, see what we can anticipate. Certainly Garland's going to be back in this thing at some point, probably sooner than later, and we got to be ready for everything.
We obviously talk a lot about Drew and Aaron and the contributions they give for you guys tonight. They're 9 of 12 from 3. Just what did you like from them on both ends? But just how big were some of the shots they give, especially Andrew having some of those that were contested step backs, having to create room for himself to make some of those shots.
It's really about the process. It's understanding that if you're in a tight situation, late clock, do what you can to create an open look, and then let it ride and trust it. Aaron's shots were a little different, came off a more normal offensive flow. He hit a big one in the first half, then he hit a couple big ones in the third quarter that gave us some separation in the third, and then they made a mad run back at us. And so, but look, shot making is great when they go in. We got to focus on the process in a long series, and that's exactly what this is.
You guys had 6 guys in double figures, 2 more with 7. That speaks to your depth. But Tyrese, 13 assists. What's his role in that part of things?
Well, I mean, these teams are great teams to watch because they're defined by their balance. And so, Cleveland's had situations all year where they've had 6, 7 guys consistently in double figures. They needed it to have their season. We needed it to get where we got to. And so it's one of the things that I think makes this a good series to watch for basketball purists. It's 2 unselfish teams. And then look, Ty, at the end of the game, he made some huge plays. I mean, the first 3 that he hit on Allen, it's a tough shot, it's contested, but he makes it. And then, I don't remember the exact sequence, but then the step through scoop was a big play. But the bigger plays were the 2 stops that he was able to get one-on-one, and that's those were enormous plays.
You end up with they only had 9 threes, but they had about 70-ish points to the paint. How much of that is by design? You guys trying to take away those threes?
They miss a lot of ones they'll normally make, and they heave some at the end, that are tough shots. So I don't know. We got to look at all of it and judge it for what it is, and not just look at it numbers on a score sheet. Because we happen to win the game. They're very good at what they do. They will adjust and do what they do better. We've got to do the same.
Rick, this may be a dumb question, but does the mentality change at all when you do steal a game 1 on the road like this?
We've got to stay hungry. I mean, I haven't heard many people that gave us a chance in this series. So we got to use that as some level of motivation. But we know what we're capable of. Game 2 will be exceptionally hard with them dropping game 1, this building the way it is, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have to be ready, but our mindset has got to be we've got to keep attacking.
Thank you, guys.
Sure. Oh, good. All good. Joe, I know I just asked you about shooting and said, well, the ball goes in more, but what did you like about your opportunities and the ones you were especially able to hit when you had to create your own space and hit some step backs in those
I
cases?
think the ball movement was good, and they're in rhythm. A lot of the times when a lot of guys are touching it, it just has a better energy about it.
What do you think? I mean, they only shot, I think, 9 of 38 from 3. You guys hit 19. I mean, what did you like about just how you guys defended the 3 on top of how you were able to shoot it yourselves?
I
thought we did a good job of just trying to make it tough, playing hard, running around, flying around, covering for each other. Just trying to make it tough, you know.
We just kind of wish you guys this mentality that's coming into this game. And do you think how close the last series was of spot games, but it was still tough games? Do you think that helped you guys have an edge coming into this one?
The mentality coming into the playoffs is just to compete and to win games and come together and learn from all the experience we've had this year and just try to fine tune our games going into the playoffs.
Do you guys have any extra with Carlisle now coming on the road game one? Is there any kind of like, all right, let's jump on them and steal this first game? Is that a mindset at all for you guys coming in?
Because of Carlisle, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just with Carlisle now. I don't know, do you feel like there's a chance to sort of, try to jump in and steal a game?
I mean, I think the record with guys injured is probably pretty good all year, so I don't know if it's changed much. So we didn't really look at it as like this is our chance, We wanted to come in and compete and try to give ourselves the best chance regardless of who's out there.
What do you guys think you did particularly well? They make that big run in the third quarter. You guys, everybody hit some big shots down the stretch there. Obviously, Miles hits that buzzer beater just before, and you get to the lead. I mean, what did you think you guys did well across the board to keep that run from getting bigger, basically, and be able to stop that right there, and also just switch the momentum back onto your side?
Yeah, no, it got really loud in here, and it felt like the momentum was shifting a little bit. But I think we had a great job of controlling our emotions and focusing on the next play and understanding we need to get some stops, we need to get some defensive rebounds, some good play. And I think we learned from past experiences closing out games and just getting in those positions before.
Drew, we asked your teammates about your defense a lot. What did you think of Ty late, switching on to Jerome and Mitchell for the stops?
It was good. He made it tough on them. Really sat down and guarded. I'm happy for him. It's big for us.
How do you think he's grown as a defender? I mean, as he has even said, that's not necessarily a strong point, but he's had some big blocks lately. I mean,
I mean, Ty's a smart player, so he has good ability to read the game regardless of what you think his capabilities are. So I think he's just putting a little more effort on that side before flying around, making it a priority, and he's done a great job.
Drew, how much does the vibe just change when you guys are shooting 52% from three-point range?
The vibe, it's always good when you're hitting shots. Sure.
You guys got six players in double figures, 2 more with 7. Obviously, that says a lot about your depth. But how much credit does a point guard like Tyrese get for something like that?
A lot. I mean, he makes all of us better. He's kind of old school in the way he plays pure point guard, and he can really carve up defense, and everybody likes playing with him. Get the ball in the spots you like and in rhythm. So he definitely makes us all better.
How big was Aaron in that third quarter with hitting those threes in those situations?
Yeah, big shot making at the right times, as well as his defense, his effort is always there. He shoots it really well from the 3-point line. So Aaron's always big for us.
That stretch where he gets a block on a 3 and then hits his own. I mean, you see him do stuff like that all the time. But I mean, how big of a momentum swing is that? It's a 6-point swing right there.
As big as you just said. Yeah.
The stretch of the third quarter, you get the block and make the 3 yourself. Take me through what you're feeling in that moment. How much do you feel like those kind of shots you made in that quarter really sparked you guys?
Just making one play. We talked about we can limit them to one possession, and we give them a lot of offensive rebounds. So when they kicked it out, I know I had to just get back into the play.
Shot making for everybody was on it tonight. How contagious can that be, especially when you guys win the ball the way you want to?
I think we do a good job getting everybody involved, everybody get their touches, and everybody likes to be in their spot. So, we just went into the spots today. We took what the defense gave us, and we made shots.
I think you guys lost every road game when you played last year. What can this win today do for you guys going forward?
A lot of momentum. We came in believing we could win game 1, but still got a lot of work to do, a lot to clean up, a lot of mistakes were made, and we gotta do better for game 2.
What do you like about just your own shooting rhythm right now? And obviously, you've been able to stack days as far as knocking down threes. Just what do you like with the shots you're getting? What you're doing?
Consistency, just trusting the work, knowing my rhythm, trusting my process, and letting it fly.
You guys dealt with this in Milwaukee, but how important is it to get off to fast starts to get this place quiet?
It's huge, especially when you're playing on the road in a playoff environment where it's just y'all. It's you, your teammates, coaching staff, maybe a couple friends, family. So it's important to keep the crowd out of it as much as possible. We did a good job of that. They got into it a little bit in the third, and we were able to silence them and continue to play our game.
To dive into that a little bit, I mean, what did you like in that particular stretch in the third? They obviously come all the way back and take the lead. Just what do you feel like guys did well to kind of weather that storm?
We withstood the runs. We had a run of our own. They made a run. We stopped the bleeding, and then we continued to chip and grind away and, build a little lead back for ourselves again and finish the game.
You guys held them to 9 threes. They had 70 points in the paint. How much of that is by design, you guys trying to run them off the line?
That's a lot of points in the paint, and I think that's all really coming off of second chance points, like offensive rebounds. And even then, they missed a lot of threes today, and we got to do better at that.
Just that series against Milwaukee, just how competitive, how close it was. Do you think there was any carryover into that, or that kind of helps you guys heading into a series like this?
We're a competitive group of guys. I think our series in Milwaukee, I just think everything that we've experienced from last year in the regular season, towards the end of the regular season, all the close games we were able to just continue to help build this offense. And we just continue to get better and better in the fourth quarter.
Six guys in double figures, 2 more with at least 7. How much does having a point guard who knows how to set the table have to do with that?
He makes everybody better. Every team that, I think everybody wants to play with a point guard like that because it just makes everybody's life so easy. So can't speak highly enough on, how much Tyrese impacts. Just helps everybody else.
How big a play was Ben's block there in the fourth quarter?
Huge. Tony better jump for everyone from now on.
Aaron, what's the biggest thing you guys have to do to slow down Donovan in game 2?
It'll be a team effort. Andrew's an all-NBA defender, but Donovan's a special talent. So, we got to help him out behind. We got to talk more, and we'll shut him down more.
How big were some of the shots in particular? I mean, you guys got a lot of rhythm threes. He had a couple that were late clock that he had to create some space at the end of it. I mean, just how big were those shots in those times?
He's a big-time player. He makes tough shots. But shout out to Ty for sitting down and guarding them and making them take those tough long threes. So, thanks.